I want to hear about this kayaking trip, because before I heard about it, I thought you were like a champion kayaker, half kayak through the English Channel. I don't know. I don't think anybody kayaks through the English Channel. But then I heard that you were just piddling around in the back of your backyard, and then you said one day, you said, oh, you know what? I'm going to take this long, extremely treacherous kayaking trip with my daughter, and we may, hopefully, will get back alive. I don't. So just tell us a little bit about that.
So,
and why did you do it? You know, what was your
so I
thought
always
behind doing it?
I always had wanted to say, as I've said before, be a role model for my daughters. And having studied all the great epics of Western literature, I was kind of PO'd that all these great epics were about men.
I am PO'd also. You know, I have two daughters, and I'm always trying to find things for my daughters to read. I'm going, all these things are about men. You know, I need to find some.
Exactly.
You know.
So I said, you know, when I get over this cancer bout, I'm going to someday rewrite the great epics from a feminine perspective, because Lord knows fighting cancer is worse than any battle you'll read about. So I determined to write my own epic. And my own epic was kayaking from the little Nashua River in Nashua, New Hampshire, where we live, all the way down to the Baltimore Harbor, hence the University of Maryland School of Medicine, in tribute to Dr. Brodie and my 14th year of survivorship, because Dr. Brodie retired at the end of 2016, and an endowment in her name so that her research laboratory can continue on. Studying and finding cures for, and it is gender neutral, because there are many hormone-affected cancers for men and women.
Yes, breast cancer, men can get breast cancer too.
And prostate cancer and testicular cancer. So the University of Maryland School of Medicine asked, hey, would you be, you know, you're very close to Angela Brodie, would you, because our friendship has endured these many years since meeting, would you help us launch some great effort for a fundraiser? And I was like, yeah, let me think about what I could do.
And so normally people would think running, walking, you know, I don't know, you know, doing the 1K, you know, but those are all very important. But how did you choose kayaking, you know?
Because I live across the street from a river and I have a little kayak. And all the great epics are waterborne, basically. Especially my favorite one, Beowulf. So I told my husband, and he said, no way, you're nuts. And I said, watch me. And
so did he really say you're nuts? Did he go, did he look at you and go, what?
The more he watched, the more he knew I was serious. And then he's like, well, I better help her, because she'll kill herself otherwise.
He said, I need to get into survival mode now. How do I contact her? What do I do?
And it was the most incredible month of my life. I did New England by myself. We found this incredible company in Port Jefferson, Long Island, who donated the kayaks. They are Sea Eagle. They are inflatable, military grade kayaks, impermeable fabric, so they do not capsize, because I didn't know what I was doing. And the Delaware River, which is the river that we were on most, has lots of whitewater areas.
And you just went there just by yourself, no guide, nobody, like, you know.
I read a book.
Do not, children, if you're listening to the show, do not try this at home.
And because it was a very rainy season, Class 1 rapids became Class 2.
And I've done river rafting. I know what you're talking about. Class 3 rapids are no
but the most I'll tell you the most harrowing experience and the most beautiful experience, well, besides coming into the Baltimore Harbor and being greeted by the mayor and the whole crowd from the School of Medicine, but coming through Philadelphia was really, really harrowing. And when you're in a kayak that's 16 feet and you're next to a freighter the size of a football field or longer, and the wake they form is, you know, the swells are 5 feet, and didn't know if we were going to make it that day. And I dove for cover in a cove that I could see this glistening sand, little strip of beach, and turned out to be a high, a very hazardous marine construction site.
So what?
And I went in there, and here's this reinforced wall to keep water back, and the construction crew was behind it, and they're looking at each other going, what are these two women doing in this very dangerous site? And I could see this freighter coming, and I was like, I need to just hang here until the freighter goes by, because I was afraid of the waves. So right when I went to put my foot out of the boat to just hang there for a minute, they're yelling, don't get out of the boat. It was too late. And I hear this, and I was up to my thigh in quicksand.
Oh my God.
And likewise, my daughter got out of the back of the boat same time I did, and we were up to here in quicksand. And my daughter is about 40 pounds heavier than I am, and we were really, really stuck. And the construction crew was not going to cross that barrier to help us, or they would be stuck in quicksand too. So I got myself out with some effort. My daughter twisted so hard to break the bond of the quicksand that she sprained her ankle. And we finally got out, and the guys are like, you know, what are you doing here? And I'm like, well, I came 140 miles. I'm not stopping now. And they came, and they were like, in that?
In that.
And so I said, yes. And I said, and they said, where are you going? And I said, I'm going to Baltimore. And they're like,
there's a perfectly good road back here, you know. Uber.
So I said, and I'm doing it for a great cause. Nothing can stop me. I'm doing it for breast cancer. I'm doing it for Dr. Brodie. This is my 14th year of survivorship. And if you're smart, you'll watch. This was on a Thursday. And I said, and if you're smart, you'll watch the Orioles game on Monday night, because they're dedicating the game to us.
That's amazing.
We had news coverage everywhere we went coming down, thanks to the great communication staff at the university, medical school. So someone had, so CBS News covered us in Lambertville, New Jersey. And someone heard it in Philadelphia and actually went on site of our Facebook page. Anyone can go on it if they would be so kind. It's just go on Facebook, Kayak River of Life. He put a private message on there, and he said, I see you're coming into, and maybe you'll know this here in this area, in New Jersey where this show is taped, Riverton, New Jersey. The guy said, hey, I'm at the Riverton Yacht Club. Come into the yacht club instead of the public boat dock where you're supposed to come in. We would like to welcome you as our guest. Doctor, he invited all the members of the yacht club and half of the town. And when we got there, it was a beautiful, beautiful building from like 1855. And the women members had wrapped the building in pink ribbon.
That's amazing.
And they were there to greet us. They had the fire department there to take us out of the boat, take the boat out of the water with us in it. And everyone there wrote checks for the endowment. It was just incredible.
That's a beautiful moment. That's when you go, you know, it's all worth it. It's all kind of getting through this, getting caught in quicksand and not taking the easy road. I think you're
Sadly, Dr. Brodie died June 7th and did not see me finish, but she knew I was taking it and was very proud of it. You know, Dr. Brodie was small in stature, very genteel. She was a Quaker, but made of steel. She climbed every mountain in the world, practically except Everest. Rode her horse until her 70s, skied the Alps, skied Tuckerman's Notch in New Hampshire, an incredible, active woman, and so proud of me, I know.
And we all are proud of you. I'm sure she's up there looking at you when you finally went in, and it was a big smile on her face, said, wow, you know, that's, you know, she really inspired you, and you've in turn inspired so many other people.